For the first couple of issues, we had no software to do the HTML coding, and Bob Judd did it all manually. After he'd sent the first issue back to me, I had to do one little more piece of editing, and of course I messed it up. And I was too embarrassed to send it back to him, so I gave myself a crash course in HTML coding, and I learned it in 24 hours, and I fixed it.
I think that it was in Paris in late 2001 that Denis Alain and I started making plans for a critical edition of the works of Chambonnière. It became obvious that a thematic catalog for Chambonnière would be very useful, and by 2005 I had a working draft. It seemed to me that printed thematic catalogs, which can't be updated easily, ought to be a thing of the past. But the JSCM board and I quickly agreed that it was not a good fit, not at all a journal article. Instead, we established a separate category of publications for large, searchable collections of data that could be revised as needed. And so, JSCM Instrumenta, meaning scholarly tools, was born.
One of the first issues I faced as editor was coming up with an interface for Volume 2 of Instrumenta when we had nearly 2,000 PDFs that needed to be searchable and users needed to be able to access them through a search engine. No search engines in existence actually knew to search for some of the symbols that were in these diplomatic transcriptions. So we were able to finally find one we could buy, tailor, and insert so that users could actually search on these strange symbols that otherwise they wouldn't have known to look for.
The recent technological overhaul of the journal, where we forced antiquated technology to interact with modern technology, turned the first 16 volumes of JSCM into a vast construction site. I spent a year and a half correcting formatting errors and misread symbols. But what a joy to revisit the content in those issues and to experience our collective accomplishments all over again.